A deal on Dickens, who could resist? A stack of Austen, warmly kissed. Golden Age crime tales twist and turn, every page a treasure to learn. Books keep coming home with me, piles so tall they're all I see. Turn a page and sail the sea, reading always feels so free.
Hi, my name is Talia. Welcome to Talia Nerds Out. I just wanted to take this opportunity to record a few videos. This time I remembered to turn off my air filter. From what I understand, it was going in the background last time. You might hear, however, some rain because we've been having quite a bit of rain. We've been having thunderstorms. Not thundering right now, but if that should start up, you might hear that as well. I don't know if you can hear my actual fan back here. I feel like I can hear it, but that might also be my imagination. Anyway, welcome back. I wanted to do a couple of book reviews, maybe do a book haul video, but at least do a couple of book reviews. And who knows when these book reviews will pop up. I know I have other books that I need to, or other videos that I need to finish editing and posting before I can probably think about posting these. But anyway, a couple of these I wanted to record while they were still fresh in my mind. The first of which is David McCullough's Brave Companions. This was the David McCullough book for May. And I actually managed to finish this pretty quickly. And one of the things I like about this book is that it's like short stories, but for biography. Some of them are longer than others. And by longer than, I mean like quite a bit longer than. I want to say one really long one was... not that one. I think it was an earlier one here. It was the one about the Appalachia. Can't remember the title of that particular one. That one seemed to be pretty long. But I definitely enjoy these. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's pretty early in the morning over here. Usually it doesn't make a difference for me, but whatever. I guess it is today. What was I saying? Some of these I definitely found more interesting than others. The one on Remington I found particularly interesting. I actually ended up picking up a couple of books because of this one. I picked up a biography on Remington, and I also picked up, I'll probably be doing this for Framed in September. Let's see if I can move this without knocking everything over. This is, I showed this in a fairly recent book haul. It just shows bits of his art and talks about it. That's not even one of the best. There we go. We've got ones that fold out too. This will not be staying as merely my property once I'm done, because my family will want to have access to it. They talked about seeing the Remington Museum when living in Texas, so they are fond of his artwork. Just grab some tea. I'm not quite sure why I'm having the odds. It's probably this weather. Rain affects me. Anyway, so I think that was one of my favorite aspects to this book, that it gave little snapshots of different people, and then you could go on from there and look more into them, like I did with Remington. Harriet Beecher Stowe was interesting. I didn't end up picking up anything about her specifically. I'd already read a book about Washington Roebling. Now, a couple of these, if you had read some of David McCullough's other works, the chapters kind of went, you could sort of skim over the chapter. Like the one on Roebling, really a lot of this, if you had read The Great Bridge, you would have been familiar with a lot of what was in there. And just like the one on, I think it's called, the Glory Days in Medora, where it talks about specifically Marquis de Moraes. I thought he was called something else as well. I think he was just called the Marquis. So he was another one that his particular chapter, I had just recently finished reading Mornings on Horseback, and there was a decent section on him in there. So a lot of that was revisited. So other of McCullough's works that he had written prior to this, if you had read those recently, those chapters could probably be easily sped read. Oh, I think this was the one that seemed to belong to me. The Lonely War of a Good Angry Man. And this has to do with the stripping of the land for coal in the Appalachia. Now, that could be more interesting to other people than it was to me, but that was one that I felt went a little slowly. Whereas I very much enjoyed the one on Remington, for example. I also really enjoyed the one on Plowden about the photography. I think it's Plowden for the photography. Yeah, I think that was Plowden for the photography. Now, one that was kind of cool, and after the fact, I realized that, let's see, not this one. I thought that at first I was going to be telling you about the report, but it's not that one. I'm not report, one of his chapters here is a speech that he gave at a college, it looks like, but that wasn't the one I was looking for. Extraordinary Times, was that it? I'm looking for the one where he talks about Washington, because I really enjoyed his perspective. Oh, Washington on the Potomac. It's kind of his love letter to Washington, D.C., and I just found it to be very cool. I ended up learning about different sites in Washington that I kind of wish I had known about the last time I had been there, because my dad's final assignment when he was in the military was at Bolling Air Force Base, which is right, it's in Washington, and right near Anacostia, actually. But we would go, decently often to, not often because the traffic, but we would go often enough to see the Smithsonian, just to see the sites. Usually it was the Smithsonian's, though, one of them. But I wish I had known about a little bit more about some of these sites, that maybe we would have checked it out a little bit more. I mean, the information about Truman's house is kind of cool. Also, the stuff about, was it Truman's house? No, I think it was Wilson's house. Wilson's house, excuse me. I think that's the Blair house. Just all these little things that would happen in the area. I wish I had known about the fact that the different trees had like plaques on them, so you sort of know what kind of tree it is. About Winston Churchill, his statue in front of the British Embassy, why its location, the way they had his 1 foot on the American side and 1 foot in British Embassy land, because his mother was American and his father was British. Just fun little, nice little fun facts in here that I don't think you have to have lived near Washington to enjoy. So I actually, even though I wouldn't have thought that that kind of chapter of just sort of like talking about various different landmarks, that could have easily have come off as just a laundry list of various landmarks. But instead, the way he wrote it was quite interesting, I thought. See, I would just recommend this as just a nice little sampler of people you might be interested in learning more about, such as the various different pilots of the early age of aviation. But yeah, I don't think there's much else I can say about that other than what I have already. Just a very interesting collection. And it does, it's not, like I said, some chapters can be a little bit slow if it's not in your particular area of interest. But I thought overall, this went very quickly. I read it, let's see, how long did it take me to read this? Oh, I don't have the library card on the back anymore. I finished this a couple of days ago. So today is the 17th. I want to say I finished it either the 13th or 14th. Quite a quick read. For, not crazy quick, but a pretty quick read. So yeah, definitely recommend this. Thank you very much for joining me. Hope that you have a wonderful day, and I will see you again for the next video. God bless. Bye.
Books keep coming home with me, piles so tall they're all I see. Turn a page and sail the sea. Reading always feels so free.